Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 3rd, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. Check out our weak frontal system hung up across the west coast of North America. A little bit of cold air cumulus behind it, but these systems just do not pack the punch that they do in the fall and the winter months. But as seasons change, we start to get thunderstorm activity, and we did get some yesterday across Oregon. We'll take a look at the latest on that and where the thunderstorms may reappear today. You can see the ridge of high pressure out here that is going to build in the wake of this frontal system. It's going to warm us back up for a period as we go through the early portion of next week, and then the Gulf of Alaska trough will try to get reestablished here, and we'll take a look at when that is going to affect the Pacific Northwest again. Visible satellite imagery right now looks pretty similar to the infrared satellite imagery. You can see that frontal system hung up right across BC, Washington, Oregon. Looks like Idaho and Montana are going to be under the gun for some thunderstorms here as we go through the day today. I'll show you more on that here in a moment. But you can see there is some sun breaks out there to be had. So get out there and enjoy that while it lasts. You can see lightning strikes yesterday up across Oregon, east slopes of the Cascades, some eastern Oregon, northern California, and portions of Nevada. We didn't get any across Washington or BC. Thought maybe we'd get a stray strike or two, but did not happen. And this is going to be reoccurring again today. It'll move off a little bit to the east, and I'll show you more on that here in a moment. So taking a look here, this is just plain raw data. We've got May 1st and 2nd for SeaTac, 76 on the 1st, 69 on the 2nd. No measurable precipitation just yet. 30 miles per hour yesterday. You might have noticed it was a little bit blustery out there during the day. It felt kind of nice there when we hit almost 70 degrees. And if we take a look here, Seattle raw data for the month of April. Looks like we were about a degree, 0.8 degrees above normal and below normal precipitation, about 0.6 of an inch below normal. Kind of a quiet month. We didn't even have any dense fog or anything like that. No thunderstorms here. 2.5 inches of rainfall and kind of a quiet month overall. 42 miles per hour was the max peak gust there back on April 10th. So taking a look at Portland, Oregon, I brought this up because this is the record highs for today. You can see what we would get on when we're being a little more extreme here. So, this warmth was nice, but it was nowhere near the record highs. 89 set back in 1992 for Portland, Oregon. You see Spokane on May 3rd. It's 83 degrees. For Seattle on May 3rd, it is 77 degrees set back again in 1992. And if you want to share your cloudscapes or interesting weather pictures with me, go to the Patreon page in the link down below. Go to the community section here, and you can send me whatever you like here, and I'll show it here on my daily weather briefings as well. Now, European model 500 millibar height. So there is a frontal system we are dealing with right now, and in the wake of it, you can see that trough holding on across the southwest USA, but you see the ridge all the way back across the Pacific Ocean here. That is the ridge axis. That's going to warm us up again here as we go through the early portion of next week. And then how long will that ridge hang on before the Gulf of Alaska troughing starts to make its way in? Here we go through the day on Wednesday. Next frontal system looks like it's up. Not exceptionally strong there, but we got to watch it. We'll see just how strong that is over the next few days. And then through the extended forecast, this next trough wants to dig down off our coastline here. Kind of a cat and mouse game between the ridge and where the trough will set up as we go through the extended forecast. Looking at lightning flash density potential, though, for today, you can see the thunderstorms that will develop across portions of Nevada, move up across eastern Oregon, maybe into eastern Washington. Can't rule out a few strikes, but you see this move across Oregon into western Montana as well. Then we go through the day on Sunday, upper level lows across the southwest USA, continuing to spread activity back up across Idaho, western Wyoming, and western Montana. Nothing for Washington, Oregon on the day Sunday, or British Columbia for that matter. Now, taking a look at composite reflectivity, this is what the Doppler radar will look like here over the next 60 hours. Let me update that because this is loading as we speak. Here we go on the day today. Check out that thunderstorm activity. Again, eastern Oregon, got to watch out here for some of these thunderstorms. Nevada moving up in towards the Idaho region as we go through this afternoon. Very close to Boise, some strong storms out there, prolific lightning producers, so watch out for that. It looks like they have a little bit of a hard time getting off across the higher terrain there, but again, if you're across the higher terrain, watch out for those strong storms. And again, you might hear a rumble of thunder there for Boise, Idaho, and then we go on into the day Sunday, pretty similar to what the high-resolution rapid refresh was showing. As you can see, the spin in the atmosphere here across the southwest USA, and then that wraparound moisture as we go on into Monday morning. Now, daily 2-meter max temperature, big change from yesterday for Seattle, 10 degrees cooler or so. You can still see getting up towards 70 east portions. Look at Boise still getting up into the upper 70s, however, today. Then we go on into Sunday. We bounce back a little bit here across the region. There's Monday. We warm up even more. Check it out. Seattle back up towards 70, some mid 70s for Portland, 70 for Southwest BC. But look at Tuesday, maybe an 80-degree rating there across some of Western Washington, mid 80s for some of the Willamette Valley down across Southwest. Oregon as well, some of the the Rogue Valley and whatnot getting pretty darn right toasty there by Tuesday, and then we start to cool things down yet again. But check it out, Eastern Washington, some mid and upper 80s showing up, and then we go through Thursday, Friday. Who knows what's going to come after that? We're looking a bit far off into the forecast. National blend of models there is Tuesday, and then you can kind of see how we are starting to warm up a bit here this year. No more overall chilly days for the most part. It's nice when we get into the month of May. You start to bump these temperatures up a bit for these very comfortable afternoon highs. Now, taking a look at Tillamook, also Tuesday, probably the warmest day upcoming here before that next frontal system starts to work its way towards the Pacific Northwest. And on the artificial intelligence, there's a system currently. Then the ridge builds in here. And what we're looking at is the extended forecasting. You see that troughing going, probably some frontal system activity there. And then this trough wants to dig down the coastline. Big cat and mouse game between the ridge across western USA and the trough out over the Pacific Ocean. How close will this be? How far south will this dig? Are we going to get that defluent southerly flow aloft where you get convergence in the lower levels of the atmosphere and you get thunderstorm potential? Or is this just going to kind of be more of a garden variety frontal system? We'll see on that, because if this sets up here, you start to open up some thunderstorm possibilities out even into western Oregon, western Washington, or western BC. But again, way too far off in the forecast to be caught up in those details just yet. We're still looking, 7+ days out. And if we take a look at the same thing here, the European, the next frontal system arrives on the day Wednesday. It's not overly strong or anything of that, but it will cool us down. And then that next trough wants to dig down off our coastline. You can kind of see the negatively tilted trough there spawning some of these showers moving back up over the area. So you get that southeast flow and potential thunderstorms there. But again, kind of a fantasy. It is a fantasy forecast as of this point. And you can kind of see the trough hanging out here for a bit as we go through the mid-May period. Who knows what's going to happen then. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Look at that above normal there through May 12th. There's the below normal signal starting to show up for some of the west coast there as well. But yeah, anyway, I'll probably be out storm chasing here for a couple days at least. I may not be doing daily briefings each day. I will try my best. I'll bring my show on the road there, but I'm going out to New Mexico and Texas for actually for Sunday, Monday chase. Maybe hang out there for Tuesday if it shapes up or it trends to be a better storm chase day on that, probably somewhere in Texas. So anyway, yeah, click like and subscribe. I may be live streaming at times once I go out there if it starts to get a bit exciting here, or if we just want some company. And otherwise, I will do this all again tomorrow, hopefully, and I will talk to you guys then.